Welcome back to the Book of Refugees. I know we're currently on hiatus, but sometimes a political headline is so completely detached from international law, maritime reality, and military ethics that a quick, clear response becomes necessary. If you've seen the recent headlines, you'll know Reform UK has put forward a policy proposing to deploy Royal Navy into the English Channel to intercept small boats and forcibly return migrants to France, with hints that military force or even lethal measures could back it up. Let's be clear about what this really is. Dog whistle soundbite politics. In my view, it's a desperate attempt to rally the faithful and distract a base that might be having serious doubts, especially given the scrutiny surrounding the party leader's ongoing financial investigation. Not to mention his decision to trigger a by-election where he ended up running against a candidate dressed as a robot dustbin. When the political circus gets this surreal, dramatic headlines about deploying warships become a convenient distraction. It sounds like a grand political soundbite, but back in Series 1, I sat down with Martin Jones, Professor of International Human Rights Law at the University of York, to break down what actually happens when you apply real law to these kinds of proposals. If you want more details, check out that podcast. But here are 4 solid reasons why this policy is not just impractical, it is legally and operationally impossible. First, sovereignty. A foreign warship, including His Majesty's Royal Navy, entering French territorial waters without explicit diplomatic permission from Paris is, under international law, an unauthorized military intrusion. In plain legal terms, deploying naval forces into another sovereign nation's territory without consent is considered an act of invasion. Second, disembarkation. France is a sovereign nation. It has no legal obligation under international law to allow a foreign military force to drop individuals off on French beaches or into French ports without a negotiated bilateral treaty. You cannot simply dump people on another country's soil by naval force. Third, geography. People often speak as if the Channel is an open ocean. It isn't. At its narrowest point between Dover and Calais, the English Channel is roughly 20 miles wide. Because both the UK and France claim 12 nautical miles of territorial waters, there is no international water in the narrow crossing zone. The maritime border is contiguous. The moment a vessel leaves UK territorial waters, it is immediately inside French territorial waters. Fourth, maritime safety and military conduct. Under the UN Convention on the Law of the Sea and the SOLAS Convention, Safety of Life at Sea, every ship, military or civilian, has an absolute duty to assist anyone found in distress at sea and render aid. And as for suggestions of using lethal force or aggressive military coercion against civilians in dinghies, Royal Navy personnel are bound by the Armed Forces Act and international humanitarian law. They are legally required to refuse manifestly unlawful orders. No Royal Navy captain or crew is going to open fire on unarmed civilians in an unseaworthy boat. Politics often trades in simple slogans for exceptionally complex problems, but military commanders, naval personnel, and international law operate in the real world. You cannot weaponize the Royal Navy to bypass international law and national sovereignty, no matter how much a political party needs a headline to distract from its own circus. Thanks for tuning in for this quick update. We'll be back with our full series soon. Until then, stay informed and stay critical.